What if everything you think you know about this team is only half the story? Because behind every great football nation, there are moments of glory, hidden struggles, and decisions that changed history forever. And today, we are going to explore a question that millions of football fans around the world have wondered. How did a country of just 4 million people, a nation that didn't even exist on the football map 30 years ago, reach the FIFA World Cup final not once, but twice? This is the story of Croatia, the checkered shirts, the warriors in red and white, and the most unlikely football dynasty the world has ever seen. Croatia declared independence in 1991. Their football federation was officially recognized by FIFA in 1992. That means in little over 3 decades, this tiny Balkan nation produced some of the greatest footballers on the planet, competed at the highest levels of the World Cup, and built a legacy that giants like England, Italy, and Portugal are still chasing. How? That is exactly what we are here to find out. Croatia's first World Cup came in 1998, in France, and they didn't just show up. They announced themselves to the world. In their very first tournament, they reached the semi-finals. Davor Šuker, their brilliant striker, finished as the competition's top scorer, claiming the Golden Boot. They eventually finished third in the world, third at their first World Cup. Let that sink in. But then came years of inconsistency, talented squads that underperformed, tournaments that ended too early. The promise was always there, but the delivery kept breaking the hearts of Croatian fans. Until Russia 2018 changed everything. In Russia, Croatia did something that defied all logic. They beat Denmark on penalties. They beat Russia on penalties. They came from behind to beat England in extra time, breaking millions of hearts at Wembley. And then they stood on the grandest stage of all, the World Cup final against France. They lost 4-2, but no one who watched that tournament will ever forget what Croatia produced. A squad of players who refused to die, a team that fought for every single minute, a nation that punched so far above its weight that the whole world stood up and applauded. Croatia didn't just reach the final, they earned it. No Croatia story is complete without the name that echoes louder than any other: Luka Modric. The Real Madrid maestro, the 2018 Ballon d'Or winner. A player who proved that intelligence, vision, and relentless work ethic can conquer the world of football. Modric was the engine, the conductor, the heartbeat of that 2018 campaign. And he is widely regarded as one of the greatest midfielders in football history. Alongside him, Ivan Rakitic provided steel and creativity in equal measure. Mario Mandzukic, the warrior striker, scored the winning goal against England in extra time and became a symbol of Croatian resilience. And earlier, in 1998, Davor Šuker carried the nation on his shoulders, finishing the tournament as its finest individual performer. These are not ordinary footballers, these are icons. Fast forward to Qatar 2022, and Croatia did it again. They finished third in the world, their second bronze medal, knocking out Japan and Brazil along the way. A 36-year-old Luka Modric, still pulling the strings, still defying time itself. Today, Croatia stands at a crossroads. Modric is in the final chapter of his legendary career. The next generation, Joško Gvardiol, the powerful and technically gifted defender who became one of the most sought-after players in world football, is ready to carry the flag forward. The squad is transitioning, but Croatian football never truly rebuilds, it reloads. What makes Croatia so consistently dangerous despite their small population? 3 things. First, culture. Football is not just a sport in Croatia. It is identity, pride, and survival, rooted in a history of struggle and independence. Second, the Dinamo Zagreb pipeline. Croatia's biggest club has produced world-class talent generation after generation, feeding the national team with technically gifted, tactically intelligent players. Third, mentality. Croatia does not panic. They won 3 penalty shootouts in a single World Cup. They score in extra time. They never accept defeat. That mental fortitude is not an accident. It is a national characteristic baked into everything they do on a football pitch. Croatia matters because they represent possibility for every small footballing nation on the planet. They prove that a country doesn't need the population of Brazil or the funding of France to compete at the very highest level. What they need is identity, courage, and the right players believing in a shared cause. They matter because of Modric, a player who grew up amid the Balkan War, who was told he was too small to make it, and who became the best midfielder in the world. They matter because their story isn't finished. Croatia has shocked the world. Twice they have reached the summit of football's greatest stage. Their players have won league titles, Champions Leagues, and individual awards across Europe's biggest clubs. A nation of 4 million, 2 World Cup finals, one extraordinary identity. But the real question is, as Modric's era draws to a close and a new generation of Croatian warriors steps forward, can they rise again, make history once more, and finally lift football's greatest trophy? Only time will tell. But if history has taught us anything about Croatia, never count them out.